We put our customers at the center of what we do. What do they love? What do they want? How can we treat them well? How can they connect with us and our brand? When we put that at the center, you can't be us. You can't replicate us. You can try to replicate our product, but you'll never be able to pick out as good of a lineup as Ashley and I do, because we know our customers better than anybody.
Well, have you ever wondered how to pull yourself out of a highly competitive market and just get back to enjoying what you're doing? Well, we've had a great discussion so far with Angie. I am so excited for you to hear more about what she's doing with her candle business and how she has pulled herself into a blue ocean concept instead of existing in the highly competitive, stressful red ocean market. So Angie, thank you for joining us on this episode today. We're so excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Well, I'm Angie and I'm 50% of Blended Collective Co. And my partner, Ashley, I met at when we were working at a local mental health facility. And we pour 100% soy, phthalate, paraben-free candles and other home fragrances. We launch 5 times a year. We launch winter, spring, summer, fall, and holiday. And then we also carry a signature line. We hold a sniff event prior to every online launch. And this is, part of the other strategy is we've created, kind of supply and demand.
So fantastic story about your business. I just really love, like Kristin said, how you were able to find your blue ocean from a red ocean. So I do have a question though. What would you suggest is something a small business can do to stand out in a crowded marketplace that has a lot of competition? Because I know candle making has a lot of competition.
Yeah. Candle making is a very saturated market, whether you're doing direct to consumer or if you're doing wholesale accounts. I mean, you can find a candle anywhere. I mean, people can walk into Bath and Body Works and get a candle. Kind of the things that we focus on that make us different. And I picked this up from probably social media somewhere along the way. And the number one thing that makes us different, I think there's 2 priorities for us. One is you have to be yourself, right? Like nobody can replicate being you. And Ashley and I know how to pick out a really bomb lineup of scents. And people wonder how we do it. And other candle makers might wonder how we do it. The reason that all 8 scents for us are so successful every year is because we have studied and learned from what our customers want. I watch a lot of people, especially in like a saturated fragrance market, pick out stuff that they love. And that's not always what people like or what they want. Every nose is different. So even, I noticed after what I loved prior to being pregnant and what I love after being pregnant is 2 very different things. There are scents I used to love and I'm like, I don't really love that anymore. So people's noses and preferences change. But absolutely, there are people who just, love baking scents and that kind of gourmand, like fragrance smell. It's not Ashley and I's favorite. We don't love pouring it. Like, we kind of joke on the day she's pouring those. I'm like, can you let me know so I don't come over to the shop? I'll come over on a different day, right? But like we make those scents because that is what our customers love. We put our customers at the center of what we do. What do they love? What do they want? How can we treat them well? How can they connect with us and our brand? What do they want? When we put that at the center, you can't be us. You can't replicate us. You can try to replicate our product, but you'll never be able to pick out as good of a lineup as Ashley and I do because we know our customers better than anybody.
I love that. Absolutely. Yes. That is definitely a way of creating a blue ocean in a crowded marketplace, for sure. Totally. Yeah, you're not focused on you. You are not your own customer. Your customer is your customer. So you made them first. Love it. Absolutely.
There are other things that businesses have to continually evolve to do to keep their customers or to get more customers come. And I think so much about what you did to pivot your business and this concept of the sniff event.
I'm an introvert at heart. Like I do not like superficial talk. Don't even try being like, hey, how's it going? Like, I don't want to talk about that. Like, as somebody who's a trained therapist, like I'm either talking to you deep or I'm not talking to you at all. And I think that's probably been part of the benefit in my business is like, I'm the person at the table pulling scent, talking to people, like we're talking about what do you love? What memory do you want to create? What What,
Ooh,
event do you have coming up?
nice.
Who's coming over? Is this a corporate event? Is this, like a wedding? What are we going for? Like, oh, you want wedding favors? Well, I would not do that. That's not something that a lot of people are going to love. I would maybe stick over here. This sounds pompous, and pompous is not any part of who I am, but you can't be me, right? Like, I have learned and studied people as a career. Like, that's my career is in behavioral health, is understanding people and the motivations and decisions that they make and why. But I've translated that over into like the marketplace with, I have to know what's driving you to make this purchase right now if you're going to part with money, right? So I'm looking at, what do they need? Our growing pain currently right now is, how do we get out of our rural market? We have such a great local presence, but how do I get to the next level, right? Like, we're not going to be able to move to the next level if I can't reach consumers that are farther away. Well, how am I going to get consumers that are farther away to part with money if they can't smell my product? And so I have to create such a like invocation of memory or nostalgia with our products to say, whatever that smells like, I want to buy that because they look like they're having a wonderful Christmas. This season, I really am focused on pivoting our marketing from, hey, local people, I know you love the sniff event, come smell our candles, buy what you love, to, here's what you're gonna love, here's what you need to buy from far away that I can ship to you. And I do a lot of research online, like through kind of like behavioral buying, but it's like, we took, rather than starting with photography and making my marketing plan from there, I needed to switch them around. I had to start with, what is my marketing plan? And I needed to shoot my photography for that marketing plan. And we did a lot of, I have a really great photographer who works with us. And we did a lot of like memory invocation, like,
Yeah.
I'm like delivering the plate of cinnamon rolls to my kids on the Christmas morning plate. And then we've got a scent called Christmas morning. Like, we have snow cream, which smells like sugar cookies. And, I've got my kids standing at my mixer and they're, throwing flour into the air. That I had to switch those two. Like, one of the big pivots we made was into really beautiful photography of our product. And that was one of the best decisions we made, was to outsource that and have somebody do really beautiful photography. And that helped us draw people in. But now, in order to reach that other market, I have to get to a different emotional standpoint with them in order for them to buy the product.
I think that's one thing that you've done, again, to pull yourself into a blue ocean, if you will, is you are figuring out how to create an emotional experience from somebody, just like you said. They can't smell it, but they can relate to it from a what's it called? Nostalgia. Yeah, and then that connects. So, and you are a very talented photographer as well.
The photographer that we work with, we just got done doing more photos last night. I tell her all the time, you are the best decision I ever made. I see things from a certain way, and maybe I could take a beautiful photo, which, as compared to the photographers that are out there, there are just really great photographers out there. And I don't have the time or skill to focus my energy on there because there is so much else going on with our business. But she just knows how to like put stuff in the perfect corner and just make things look really beautiful. That she knows how to, the composition behind a really beautiful photograph. That then, we write the copy alongside that says, we know that like scenting is the top way to invoke memory through someone. Like, it's not, it's not a hearing something, it's not seeing something, it's actually smell. Smell is our strongest link to memory. And there, especially the holiday season, it links people back to Christmas when I was a kid, or this memory, or, my mom who's gone, this smells just like her. That we can kind of create that connection with people through memory back to this moment. And that, it's not necessarily a pillar of ours, but we know that it's something intentional that we're doing. When we pick out a lineup, we'll smell something and I'll be like, oh, this reminds me of so-and-so. I wonder how many other people were in that same situation or place or memory at a time. And then, we kind of build our line from there. But yeah,
I think you guys just figured out your marketing campaign. Seriously, what you just said, like, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, well, I would just do 5 different marketing ads, like short little reel videos, right? Throw that up on social media. And, another thing I was thinking about too, because you were saying, the scratch and sniff events, right? What if you made sample birthday candles in each scent, and then that's something that someone could buy for $5 if they really wanted to see what it smelled like without having to make that big initial purchase, but they can have the scratch and sniff event at their own home because you would just mail them the birthday candle scents, right? And then they can sniff it and they're like, ooh, I really like this one. And then they can make the bigger purchase shipped over. Just thinking something that you could go beyond your zip code. But what I really like is how you said, what memory do you want to invoke? And I would have that as a tagline on top of your website. What memory do you want to invoke, right? And that's your tagline. And then you make your separate little five different reels, and then have that. That's what like the Christmas morning cinnamon rolls. Oh, girl, you had me. I'm like, good. Bring me the candle. I'm ready. I want to invoke that in my house, Talking about the photographer too. That's what happens when you delegate someone, like you guys are specialized in candles. You guys know your scents, your customer, you know what they're looking for. That is your wheelhouse. And then leaving it to the other people where, if, like in her case, photography was her wheelhouse. So you let her go do her thing. So the next thing I'm going to suggest is getting someone who's really good at making videos to go take that vision that you just said right now.
I think you two are married to some. Is that right?
Wink, wink.
My husband's super, super creative. He just is one of those where, what is it? Left brain thinking, right brain thinking, the one that is just super creative and just knows how to put a thought and a feeling, into an image.
And like this is the growing pain, right? Like this is the current pain point of our business, is the delicate balance between what you are really good at and being able to find those who care about your brand enough to do a really great job and not rip you off, and who can, in small business, budgets are small, and who can, what's the term? Not overpromise and underdeliver. We have had situations where we've been ripped off before, and you're like, shoot, I should have just done it myself, right? But there's only so much as your business is scaling that you can do yourself, and you have to know, when is this something I got to outsource versus when is this something that I need to sit down and figure out myself. The Meta Business Manager, like if we could reach Mark Zuckerberg, I would love to reach him. The Meta Business Manager suite on Facebook for ads is not user-friendly.
No.
You need a coder to be able to make this stuff work. The same with Pinterest. And there's no one out there to help you, and you have to sit down and figure it out yourself. And I've spent hours poring over the Meta Business Suite and Pinterest conversion API. And I'm like, I am not a tech girly. Like, I can get around a computer, but like the things that you need help with. And it's like, it's not, I got to figure this out myself. I've got to learn the language. You have to figure out what is worth it. Like, recently this season, I was like, all right, we got to set Pinterest aside. I cannot figure out this conversion API stuff. I'll make some pins. I'll get this stuff posted, but this other portion is going to have to wait. I can't figure it out.
Oh my goodness, Angie, this was amazing to have you and dialogue through what you've done in your business to grow a business, to kind of really keep yourself in a blue ocean. Guys, thank you for joining this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll have the links for Angie's incredible business below, where you can reach her on social media and on her website. And don't forget to hit that little bell button so you know when more additional great content comes out, and you can continue to grow yourself so you can grow your business. See you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.